Throughout the day, I found myself wondering about my future. What was I going to do? How I was going to do it, everything. Then Andrew came to mind. He and I were in the same position. We both were in line to take the CEO position, but neither of us wanted it. It was adorable to think about. A strange Romeo and Juliet.
Hey, are you listening?
Hmm? I broke out of my thoughts, finding myself in the hall with my things, ready to head home. What? That's too real. What?
Dude, you've been spacing out all day. Are you okay?
What's the problem with spacing out? As I expected, Naomi and Suzu gave me disapproving looks.
What's going on, Anderson?
We're just worried about you.
It's nothing, really. Before I could continue, I heard Lisette's gaggle of girls giggling nearby. I prepped myself, ready to fight Lisette or deal with another attack from her girl army before turning to the sound. I let my face go red at the sight. Oh! Andrew was standing in the hall smiling at me. The girls around him seemed flirtatious, but he only kept his eyes on me. It wasn't like he was holding flowers, but his older looks made him the cutie of the school hall. I'll be honest, he was much more handsome than any guy in the school. Andrew, hi.
Hey, I was waiting outside for you, but I needed to use the restroom. I hope you don't mind me coming into your school for that, right?
Girl, you're gonna catch flies with those open mouths, though. Not at all. Andrew smiled at me before gesturing to my friends, who both practically had their jaws hitting the floor. Mm-hmm.
And who are your friends?
Oh, this is Naomi and Suzu.
Pleasure.
Yo.
Yo. I was into Angel, but for you, my friend, that could change. They looked at me, giving me their silent friendship. Oh my god, who is the hot guy and how do you know him? Look. I glared for half a second at each of them before smiling to Andrew. So you came to pick me up?
Yeah, I figured I could drive you from school to wherever, you know? Save some time and stuff. Unless you don't wanna.
No, it's cool. Just give me a couple seconds, alright?
For sure. I'll be outside.
Ahem. Andrew smiled and gave a two-fingered salute to me before heading out of the hall. The girls, like a gaggle of morons, followed. As I looked to Naomi and Suzu, they glared at me. What?
How do you know that guy? When did you two meet?
You've been hogging guys to yourself.
What? He was at the party. You guys could have seen him if you were looking. It's not like that, okay? We met at the house party. My mom introduced us, and, well, he's kinda nice. Ahem. Naomi and Suzu raised their eyebrows at me in almost perfect sync. Look, we're just friends, and he wanted to hang out, so I said yes, okay? It's just for today. It's nothing, really.
Whatever you say.
Just remember to use rubber.
Girl! You guys! Before I could defend myself, Lisette strutted up to me, crossing her arms.
So, who was that? A college boy?
What do you care?
Back off, Lisette. I'm really not in the mood to hear your voice right now, and neither is Anderson.
Your voice.
I just wanted to know. Can a girl be curious?
Not you.
Be curious, but don't pry.
I could feel something go sour. Something wasn't right. Why was Lisette approaching us? She wasn't the type to talk to us freely. I looked around to see a small gaggle of her girls gather, glaring at my friends and me and ready to pounce. I also noticed that Suzu, Naomi, and I were cornered. What do you want, Lisette?
Well, Anderson, I'm getting a little tired of this game. For years now, we've been at each other's throats.
Excuse me?
Do you have a purple pencil by any chance?
Shut it, Capini. The point is, let's let go of the past, shall we? We're both different people, and we're gonna graduate soon. I don't want to graduate with bad blood between us.
Almost like a cliché chick flick, Lisette held her hand out to me with a smile. Was she joking? After all we had been through? She plotted her girls to tease us, to make us miserable. She was the mastermind behind any operations against me. Years of her trying to undermine me because we both were top of our classes and she wanted to shake hands? This wasn't like her at all. I rushed my gaze over her, trying to see what was different. Was she just tricking me? Was she being held in some kind of knife point? Was there a purple pencil in her cleavage, a la Diana? Ah, there it is, there it is! Pew, 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 pew. My eyes landed on a small purple pencil sticking out of her pocket. For some reason, it caught my eye. I knew something was up with it, but it was just a pencil. What could be up with a pencil? I'm gonna save. This is too strange.
Hello?
I snapped out of my trance and looked up at Lisette, who was glaring at me.
Are you going to shake my hand, or what?
Is this gonna be a choice? Do I have to? Should I? Alright, Diana, I'll take the bait. I was better than her. Beyond better than her. She didn't deserve my hand, but I gave it anyway. Fine. Let the past be the past. Lisette smiled before stepping back. It was strange, but the smile seemed genuine and complex.
Good. Bye, Anderson.
I don't know about this. Is this gonna come back and bite me in the butt? I don't know. And with that, Lisette and her girl groupies left me and my friends alone. I wasn't the only one confused by the whole ordeal.
What just happened?
You got me.
Did Lisette just try to...
Be the better person? Yeah.
Please don't tell me you forgave her so easily.
Nah, she's a bitch. I mean, she is a bitch, but... Fine. Yeah, I did. I needed to let it go. She wanted to move on, and from the looks of it, she wouldn't bother me and my friends anymore. It was time to forgive and forget something that was never explained. I shrugged. Was it a good choice? I believed it was. I continued down the hall with Naomi and Susie right beside me.
So, what about this guy? You're going on a date?
So, about this guy, though. It's just hanging out.
So, we can come with, right?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
No way, Suzu. You have to babysit Francesca, and I have to go to a college interview.
I turned and smiled at my friends. Trust me, I'll be fine. It's just hanging out. I'll text you both when I get home. Like a pair of adorable parents, Naomi and Suzu nodded before heading out, leaving me to head after Andrew. I smiled to see him leaning against his car, waiting in our school hallway. He seemed alright, and luckily he wasn't surrounded by girls. Andrew smiled and waved me over. I rushed over and smiled back. Hi.
Hi.
Like a gentleman, Andrew opened my door for me, gesturing me inside. I stepped inside and sat down before he closed the door and circled to get into the driver's side. We pulled out of the parking lot and began to drive. To where? I didn't know, but I trusted Andrew to stay local since it was just hanging out.
Look, I know this seems weird, me picking you up and stuff, but I promise you'll love where we're going.
And where are we going exactly?
It's a cafe. The Pink Lady Cafe. The best cinnamon rolls around, and their coffee is to die for.
So you go there too, eh? I've actually been there before.
Really? Oh, crap. I thought it would be a surprise. Damn.
He seemed to want to impress me. Why, though? I let the idea slip as we fell back into silence. It was peaceful, but at the same time, I didn't know how to talk to Andrew. The only thing that connected us was the company and my grandfather. He was funny, sure, but he was still somewhat a stranger. So, how about them Bears? Gotta root for that home team. Andrew let out a laugh. I didn't know what was so funny, but seeing him laugh made me laugh a bit too.
I'm a doofus. I don't watch sports. I barely know anything about sports.
Ah, you're like my husband then. Not even if you're a Cubs or Sox fan?
I'm from the north side. Take a guess.
So Cubs.
That's right.
Chicago sports talk was a silly topic, but it was a start. It was better to chat on the road than listen to the car buzz.
You know, my mom always thought I'd go into sports. My dad wrecked that dream of hers real quick when he sent me to college prep. Meh, that was 6 years ago, though.
Aw. Really? How old are you?
I'm 20, turning 21 in July. Why?
You seem a lot younger than that. And you're in line for the CEO position? So young.
Why not? You are too, remember?
Yeah, you're a lot younger, Angel. Well, not a lot younger, but I mean you're younger. And suddenly, I did remember. I was 18 and being pushed to be CEO. My dad would force me to try and take the position right after I graduate. I sighed at the thought.
Did I say something wrong?
No, it's nothing. I saw Andrew's lips pressed together. He was blaming himself. Shoot. I opened my mouth to say something before he smiled.
Well, just so you know, I'm the kind of guy that likes to stop the microwave at 1 second just to feel like I'm defusing a bomb. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh no. Where did that come from?
Well, you sighed, so I took a risk and tried to make you smile. I got a laugh, so 10 bonus points for me.
Well done. I smiled at him as he kept his eyes to the road. He also had a smile, though. The same goofy grin he had before. I had to admit, it was cute. However, the car suddenly began to play a song suddenly. I watched as Andrew effortlessly moved a hand from the wheel and pressed a button on his dash. His phone was connected to his car? Fancy.
Andrew Lewis speaking.
Andrew, can you come to the office for a little bit? Your father needs a few folders and he left them here. They're in the meeting room.
Really? Crap. Okay, I'll be there shortly.
He pressed the same button on his dash and sighed, slumping his shoulders.
I'm sorry. Can we stop by the Anderson office really fast? It's on the way and it'll be really quick.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Andrew nodded before traveling towards the city. I had only seen the building once, but it was the base of operations for the Anderson Toys Company. I never went inside, and I truly was unsure if I ever wanted to. I'd have to eventually, but until then I remained ignorant of how the office looked. There was curiosity, yes, but I didn't know if I wanted to follow through with it. We pulled into a parking lot of a gigantic office building with the company's name in bold letters at the top. I had to roll down my window and peek my head out to see the top. Yep, still as big as I remembered it.
I'll zip in and zip out. It's just to pick up some documents, nothing special.
I'll go in too.
Huh? Are you sure?
We're supposed to be hanging out, right? Yeah, might as well see the inside after 18 years. I exited the car and closed the door, walking to be at Andrew's side. Let's have the parents see us together. It'll be great. The building was huge, I had to admit, but I needed to fill the curiosity in my gut. What was it like on the inside? Dark, apparently. Andrew and I made our way inside, and he guided me to where he needed to go. All the while, I took in the sight. Blackness, darkness. We don't make enough money to have the lights running. It was a corporate office, but it had that hint of fun flair with toys in every corner and on every desk. I felt a smile grow on my face at the sight. This was my grandfather's company, all right. Ah, lights in here. Andrew and I entered the meeting room where a pile of folders topped with a strangely familiar purple pencil sat neatly on the table. Gee.
All right, there they are. Let's get them and...
What is going on here?
Oh no. My blood ran cold at the voice. I know that voice anywhere. I turned to see my very angry father, glaring at me and Andrew and blocking the doorway out. Andrew turned with the documents he needed in hand, almost dropping them at the sight of my dad.
Mr. Anderson,
Lewis, why is my daughter with you?
Why don't you ask your daughter? She's right there.
Well, sir, that is... I was just...
Stop mumbling!
I recognized those words and grew furious at the sound of them leaving his mouth. Why was he so mad? What was so wrong with me being with Andrew? Why does he have the purple pencil now? What was his dealio? Speak up, girl. Enough was enough. Ooh, I haven't heard this music in a while. I stepped forward, placing myself between my dad and Andrew. I came with Andrew after school. We were going to go out to a cafe together.
What did I tell you about?
When did you get to decide who I'm with? I don't live under your roof anymore. I live in grandfather's house. I can take care of myself. I can choose who to be close to. Oh, I actually shocked him. I could practically feel red anger rise into my dad's face, but at this rate, I didn't care. He had been controlling for long enough. I don't have to listen to you anymore. I have my own life now. I can go to college, get a degree, and do what I want. I guess I have you to thank for making me work endlessly for good grades and scholarships. I felt my courage bubble in my gut. I was finally able to fully speak my mind. I wasn't in his house anymore. I was my own woman. The moment you made me move out was the moment you gave up your right to decide what I do with my life. If I want to go to college and travel, then I can go to college and travel. If I want to give up my running for the CEO title, I can give up the running for the CEO title. If I want to meet with Andrew for cinnamon rolls, then I'm gonna meet with Andrew for cinnamon rolls. My dad stepped back, staring wide-eyed at me. I felt like the slap he gave me was repaid tenfold just with my words. I wasn't a child anymore. I wasn't his pawn anymore. I could do what I wanted to do. Come on, Andrew. Let's go. I began to walk toward my father, who stepped back and let me and Andrew pass without another word. I continued walking, retracing Andrew's steps to find the exit of the building. As we reached the car, I let out a large chunk of air I was holding in before getting in. He's like, wow. Andrew followed into the driver's seat and looked to me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm much better now.
Let me just say, that was pretty cool.
Thanks. I smiled and gently nudged him. Come on, let's get some cinnamon rolls. Lily and Kay greeted us with happy smiles, giving us cinnamon rolls and coffee practically on the house. I was pretty convinced Kay thought this was a date and wanted to make the situation more romantic than it needed to be. Nevertheless, Andrew and I chatted about ourselves. Right after college prep, he interned for the Anderson Company and gained my grandfather's favor. His dad took advantage and got Andrew a job in the company part-time. However, Andrew only worked there to learn more from grandfather, versus actually trying to learn how to be a CEO. I was almost jealous. Soon, though, we had spent the entire afternoon together, and it was getting dark and cloudy. Andrew drove me home, picking us up some Paradise Parlor for dinner. His treat. My goodness, you guys move quickly. We stopped at the gates, where Andrew walked me up to the front door.
I had a fun time. Thanks for coming out and having some coffee with me.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for bringing me out. Oh, and now it's raining. I smiled as Andrew nodded to me, turning to head for his car. I stood there watching him leave when the rain started to fall. Andrew, unfortunately, was caught under the sudden rain and started racing to his car. As I turned to unlock my door, I heard him stop running.
Wait!
Oh. I turned back to see him facing me through the rain. He was getting soaked, but he remained looking at me with almost an adoring look in his eyes. What is it? Is there anything more romantic than a confession in the rain? Andrew quickly ran over, stopping as he reached the awning of the mansion and stared at me. He was totally drenched from the rain, but he didn't seem to care.
Can I be stupid for a moment?
I don't know. Your arm's looking a little disproportionate as well. I don't know if I can trust you. Your proportions are all out of whack. Well, depends what kind of stupid you want to be, I guess. I guess?
Listen, you're probably the most interesting woman I've ever met. You're not afraid to be you, and that part of you makes you adorable.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Was he confessing to me? This was beyond surreal, but he continued.
I know this is stupidly crazy, but I really like you, and I know we've only just met. But I really want to be your friend, and maybe more, but if you're not cool with that, that's okay. I mean, you're way out of my league and stuff, so I'll understand.
Wow, talk about shooting yourself down before she's had a chance to reply. Holy crap, he was confessing. I stared wide-eyed at him as he confessed. What was I going to say? We had just met, but he was cute and funny, and I had done other things with guys I've just met in other routes and not thought about it before. What was even weirder was that he reminded me of myself. He had an overbearing father, and the one person that cared was grandfather. Andrew didn't know his future, and neither did I. It was scary how similar we were. Maybe it was a sign. I could hear my grandfather's laughter, replayed from a distant memory. Was this whole thing set up by him? Was he setting this up now? Angel or not, I could only set my mind on what was happening now. Andrew had laid out his feelings for me, and I had to reply. The question was, what was I going to say? Sorry. I'd like that. Why not? He was cute and funny, and we seemed to work well together. I smiled at him, and he smiled back with his goofy smile.
Wait, really? Really? Great! Wow! I totally thought I was being stupid and was gonna get kicked in the shin or something.
Well, you get points for being brave and going through with it despite thinking you're gonna get kicked in the shin. I felt myself let out a laugh. Why would I kick you in the shin?
I don't know. Stupid thought, huh?
Andrew and I laughed before I unlocked the door. Come on, let's get you dried up. The rain should pass soon, so you can stay over until it does.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly.
I insist. Andrew smiled gently and nodded before stepping into the house after me.
Hey, didn't you have servants and stuff?
Huh? What do you mean?
Huh? Never mind. Must have been a party arrangement thing.
Ooh, that stings. That stings right in the heart.